Well, President Bola Tinubu has been re-elected for a second term as the chairman of the Economic Community of West African States, thus extending his leadership of the regional bloc. Tinubu, who took office in May 2023, was reaffirmed during the 65th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. The session, convened at the presidential villa in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, leaders from West African nations have strongly opposed the withdrawal of Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali nations currently under military rule from the ECOWAS bloc. This consensus emerged during the ECOWAS summit in Abuja. The military regimes of these countries recently formed a new alliance and severed ties with ECOWAS. The summit was convened following appeals from several West African leaders to resume dialogue with the coup-affected Sahel countries. Despite ECOWAS lifting sanctions on Niger in February to facilitate reconciliatory efforts, progress has been limited.
Livelihoods continue to be threatened by illegal and unsustainable exploitation of our land, forest, and marine resources. Governance deficit and marginalization have strained social contracts, engendering bitter rivalries and unhealthy competition. To complicate the situation, our region has become the arena of geostrategic and geopolitical rivalries and the theater of misinformation and disinformation that engenders mistrust among and within communities and undermines social cohesion.
I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to all of you for the continued support you have extended me over the past year since I took over as the chair of ECOWAS. Let me also recognize the presence of our brother, President Bassirou Faye of Senegal, who had joined our rank as the newest member of the authority. Allow me to further extend the warm congratulations to the government and people of the Republic of Senegal for their steadfastness in the consolidation of democratic governance. The recently concluded presidential election has been widely adjudged as free, fair, transparent, and credible. This achievement is a testament to our region's commitment to the principle of democracy, good governance, and rule of law. Excellencies and state government, distinguished guests, we have convened this ordinary session to once again review the situation in our region. We are aware of the enormous challenges, including terrorist activities and violent extremism, threatening to spread from Sahel region towards the coastal states.
As we look forward to the 50th anniversary to be marked in 2025, your union, the African Union, will join ECOWAS in celebrating the 5 decades of a successful, innovative, and resilient model of regional integration. Excellencies, for us in the Union, ECOWAS is a regional body of substance, a regional body of repute, a pace setter in peace enforcement, a pace setter in African solutions to African problems, a pace setter in silencing the guns, a democratic space for constitutional order, as evident in the recent smooth political transitions in the Republic of Liberia and the Republic of Senegal. Excellencies, the African Union is indeed very proud of ECOWAS. We advocate for a united community. We advocate and we fully support the unity of ECOWAS. The withdrawal by 3 countries is unacceptable to the African Union, and we believe in one ECOWAS.
Well, let's have Arise correspondent Punariman Benjamin, who was at the ECOWAS 65th ordinary session at the Villa in Abuja, chat with us about the outcome of that meeting. Good to have you, Punariman.
Thank you for having me.
Can you fill us up with the latest?
Okay, so this meeting came with a lot of expectations. Of course, you know that yesterday the junta leaders had their own meeting, and I'm sure that that meeting was very strategic, looking at the meeting of the ECOWAS leaders that held earlier today. So they are saying that they are turning their back completely from the regional bloc, which is no news. Of course, they have been out, and there have been efforts that the ECOWAS has been making to ensure that they return. But up till now, it just shows that the decision of them returning is very blurry. So today at the ECOWAS meeting, the leaders meeting, the meeting started with an opening session by the president, the chairman of the Authority of Heads of State and Government, that's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where he welcomed everyone and he called for unity, peace, in the regional bloc. And top on the agenda was the issue of insecurity. Insecurity has been a very big challenge in the ECOWAS region, especially looking at the recent report that was made during the ministerial meetings last week. Nigeria's Minister of Foreign Affairs mentioned that over 7,000 people have been killed in Burkina Faso and Mali. And this death has been as a result of terrorist attack within the region, and it's very sad. And there's always there's a need for a standby force, which the ECOWAS had mentioned that $2.6 billion will be earmarked to ensure that insecurity is handled within the ECOWAS region. Of course, the AU and the UN were also present, where they pledged their support to ensure that whatever ECOWAS is pushing for, they will also give their support. And of course, a big announcement was made that the Senegalese president, Faye, has been nominated as a special envoy to mediate between ECOWAS and the junta leaders.
And that leads me to why he, the Senegalese president being nominated to, intermediate between, the junta leaders and the ECOWAS. Plus, how is, Bola Tinubu's, the president's re-election significant to, resolving the issues in the West African sub-region?
I think that it's really a big one for him, because it just shows that they have confidence in President Bola Tinubu's administration being the head of the ECOWAS heads of state. Now, during his tenure was when these three countries left. And it would be only nice for him to continue, so that he'll be able to see how he can return these leaders, these military juntas, back to the regional bloc. And of course, if he's been able to achieve this, it would be a very big plus for him, because that's what everyone is expecting to see. This is the first time we're seeing three countries leaving the ECOWAS almost at the same time. So if they have been if he's been able to mediate and ensure that they return, it will be a very big plus for him. And of course, he's saddled with a lot of responsibilities. One is the issue of insecurity. It's a big issue. And if that is not curtailed, then ECOWAS will have more issues. Of course, the issues of unemployment. A lot of young people within the region are unemployed. And of course, that can also cause insecurity in the region. So if more people are working, young people are working, it's difficult for them to get engaged in things like crime. But if they are idle, of course, they will keep pushing, and at the end of the day, it will result to more insecurity in the ECOWAS region.
Okay, so finally, with the meetings and the outcomes from all that happened today, should we be expecting that something positive is going to come out, especially with the fact that some people are of the opinion that the first reaction from ECOWAS was not a right step in the right direction? Should we expect the junta leaders to concede, or how are we intending to woo them back into the West African bloc?
That is a very big question, because now that they had a meeting yesterday, of course, flexible muscles say, no, we're not going to come back. We are already forming our own coalition. the task will be very big for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And again, with the new envoy being nominated today, that's the Senegalese President Faye, he's now been nominated to mediate. We just hope that he'll be able to woo them back to the region. It's a big task because these people are already very angry. Right. And prior before now, a lot of calls have been made both internationally and of course you know that the former President Gowon also had spoken to them, you know, right, begging, appealing to them to return. But all of those fell in deaf ears. We're just hoping that Faye will be able to do something. He's a young man and there's a lot of expectation, you know, from him. So we just hope that he'll be able to do something. And at the end of the day, ECOWAS will have a formidable ECOWAS with peace and unity. Right. Let's see what ECOWAS is going to do this time with him being nominated to mediate. And also, let's see what they're going to come up with differently this time to woo them back into ECOWAS. Thank you so much, Punariman Benjamin, for coming on Arise America. Thank you for having me.